Hello everybody, hope that you are well and welcome to this cryptocurrency technical analysis where we are going to be going through the Bitcoin charts. It's a very good day today. If you've been paying attention to us over the past 24 hours, obviously managing to get along towards the bottom of the range. We're obviously trading the range currently at the moment. I'm going to be going through the range that I'm trading, a little update for you all. Oh, and it's just a really good day. It's a good day to be alive. No, every day above ground is a good day, but then you get special days like today. Oh, it just feels good to be alive. No, it just absolutely feels amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope I share the love with you all today, as you are watching the #1 most profitable cryptocurrency trading analysis video person on YouTube. And this is obviously backed up by the current worldwide largest trading competition running right now. We are #1 in this trading competition. My account is up 76% over 2 days of trading. Everything is going well, and we are the champions, ladies and gentlemen. Let's begin. Actually, no, I wanted to start in this way. People question me, Daniel, when you say you set an alarm for Bitcoin and you trade when the alarm goes off, what happens? What happens if the alarm goes off at 4 a.m., at the middle of the day, whatever the time may be? What happens when you need to wake up for that alarm? How do you manage to wake up from a bing, from a pam, from a pop, from TradingView? Ladies and gentlemen, you already know the song that's coming. This is the custom TradingView. This is the custom alarm that you want to have set. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play it for you because this is how you get hyped, and this is how you come into every trading day thinking, I'm going to absolutely crush it. This is it. I love this guy. Shout out to this guy because it's absolutely hilarious. And let's get hyped together and watch this intro 1-minute video.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch, go. Get up, and then they got go on. Time to wake up, bitch, get up. Get up, get up.
Oh my god, I love it. I love this game. That's what you do when that alarm sounds at 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm telling you, you get out of bed and you feel like, oh, there's opportunities today. There's opportunities today. And ladies and gentlemen, what can we say? We had one yesterday. And let's cover that opportunity because obviously what all stems from the range that we're trading right now. Pretty amazing, you know, it's a pretty lovely range. Need to get my breath back now. I'm not normally going straight onto stream after doing the celebrationary dance. But anyway, as we go, we can see currently very nice move, obviously off the bottom of the channel. Very nice move indeed. Obviously, well, bottom of the channel obviously ended in a swing failure pattern. Ooh, I shouldn't have danced around so much, you know. Oh boy. Oh man, I don't even know what. I'm sorry. Where even was I with this? Yeah, so we formed a swing failure pattern. Yeah, we've got the swing failure pattern. We obviously got back above the daily level. We got back above the daily. Got back above the VWAP, and like really everything was, you know, let's go sort of thing. We had a very nice take profit one off of the previous day value area high. Obviously, we are through that now. We are through that resistance. Obviously, in the end, you got a bit of a pullback from this. So you basically formed a bit of a bull flag. running, you know, pretty much into the previous day value area high, which was also simultaneously taking the last absolute high. This whole region was a decent first take profit, in my opinion. And obviously, in the end, we come back down and couldn't really make it up at the moment. It kind of loves these sort of swing failure pattern type moves. You take the low of that consolidation range, take the low, and bam, you go up again to form another range. And, this is the thing that kind of is funny for me. Like people will say, "Oh, Daniel, you trade on the 5-minute charts." Or some people say, "Oh, technical analysis doesn't work on the 5-minute charts." The thing is, like, look at this range on the daily. So this is the daily chart, a range, and then on the 5-minute chart, look at this. A range. So you can see how the price action and the trading is the same, whether we're trading the daily time frame or whether we're trading the 5-minute. Like, they're just fractals. It's just price action within price action. If we can trade the daily, we can trade the 5 minutes. You just have a lot more trades. And I do think it requires a certain degree of more skill. To be honest with you, it does. I've always said scalp trading is harder than swing trading, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's just prices are fractal. So, we can trade all time frames successfully, Oh, actually, I was going to say this to everybody. If you're enjoying, well, we haven't really started the analysis, but as always, ladies and gentlemen, I would thoroughly appreciate a retweet. If you want to give a retweet to this tweet, every little helps. As I would always say, every little helps this channel. We have no love from anybody else outside of the community. So, if you guys want to give a like to the video, like to the tweet or retweet, to all of it, really, every little really does help us. So, I appreciate everybody that, gives a like. It's free and is very much appreciated, I will say that. So, yeah, let's go back over to the charts here. So, as we can see currently, yeah, lovely reaction off the bottom of the channel. Okay, I think we're all very aware of this now. I don't need to keep going on about the channel and the reaction that we had. We had a lovely reaction off of it, bringing us up to around the midpoint now. So, there's a few key levels that I think you want to be aware of here. The first, just from a visual standpoint. Okay, we're obviously through the previous day value area high now, so we've cleared that, and we can see that we are really running now into this last. You see how this was a support zone. This is your first sort of SR level on a, we could say on a higher term time frame, which we can visually see. If you like, locally, we can see support, very big bounce to put in the high. Drop down, support, in here a bit through it, of course, but ultimately down. So this was our first SR flip. But what I like to do is see, okay, how well respected is this? So if we go back through the chart and we actually extend this to the left, we can see this zone is a pretty well respected overall. Of course, not perfect, but perfect doesn't really exist in trading, or unless you're in CC pool. But, we don't strive for perfection, but we can see here, wick through. But when we come down on a lower term time frame, I want to emphasize this to you, we obviously had a nice move up to touch the daily, come back down to test that level perfectly for a bounce. We can see here, wick through it, but bounce. Yeah. And then we've come down to here for the bounce, bit through it, of course, but nevertheless, pretty well respected. I think you can all agree. Here again, support. And then once again here, support. We can all agree this is a fairly nice support resistance level. I think if you caught the longs down here, if you're not hitting a take profit one, I've personally already hit mine. So if you haven't, again, not financial advice or anything, but I would say fairly decent time to look for a take profit one. Again, we don't necessarily mean close everything, short or necessarily, at the end of the day, we are in a very nice local uptrend here. Obviously the open interest isn't great. I'm aware of this. The open interest isn't great, but nevertheless, the market structure is ruling this. The uptrend is intact. There's no real weakness at the moment. So, I'm not sure. I wouldn't really advocate a short here per se. I prefer to, at least have a take profit one hit in the books and see how it goes. So I'm aware that this is a SR level, but that for me isn't enough to short or not even expect high. So, I'm not going to lie. I'm looking for higher still again here. I'm aware. Is it possible that we turn around here? Of course. You asked the second question, is this a good long? I'm always going to say no, because again, I wouldn't buy into this sort of resistance. It's just not what I would do. You got to wait for retraces. Okay. So yeah, I am expecting higher, but I would not long here because it's just a very bad strategy to long into resistance. So, that's not what I'm going to do. So yeah, I'm personally looking for higher though here, and obviously I was going through the levels briefly yesterday. You got 36k, middle of the, we could say more of the middle of the channel, then 37,000 being the point of control of this range. So they're going to be pretty important levels, 36 to 37k. Well, we might see some actual proper higher term time frame resistance coming in here with a actual potential, better potential for short. I just don't have it at the moment. So I think there's two ways that I'd trade it. Either, a change of market structure, an actual proper rejection. We're just not seeing it here. We're just not seeing it, a rejection here. So literally we had a pretty, I'm not going to lie, we had a pretty easy long today. If you missed the longs, you bounced off of support very well. What can I say? And when you're not even losing any support and hot support is holding up extremely well, like what's the need to jump into shorts? In my opinion, there's not. So, there's not been a short during all of this. So I think you want to be patient here. Just as I was very patient for the long here, I was very, very, very patient for the long, which obviously, as you know, I caught at a low. Like I was patient, not longing any of this zone prior to the move down. I was very patiently waiting for the long, and just now I'm not short with any of this rise now, and I'm very patiently waiting for the short. I recognize there's going to be an opportunity, but I not taking it here, and I'd obviously then prefer to see higher. So whether that rejection comes in at $36,000, $37,000, or maybe not even until $43,000, for example, at the top of the range, this is the thing that you have to really comprehend in trading. I'm not going to be able to tell you we're 100% rejecting at this level, this level, this level. But what I can tell you are these are the levels to look out for. And then what do? We zoom in to the time frame, lower term time frames when we get to those levels, and we're going to review the open interest, the delta. We're going to start to look at the, I'd like to look for the absorption, like what is there actually a reason to short here? Like, is there any technical reason to short here? And if there's not, then we expect higher. Yeah, it's like at the moment, you could have potentially shorted this. I didn't take this short, but I totally understand people that may have shorted this one. It did end in a retrace in the end, but again, you'd have viewed it more as a scalp trade. Do I understand people that short this high? Yeah, I suppose maybe you could take this potentially as a very small term time frame score, but it's just not the best. I just don't think it's the best. So I think the thing that we got to be aware of is, be aware of the levels above us. It doesn't necessarily mean like short any of them, but I think you just got to be aware of the levels. And then when you can, when you start to understand what you're looking for in terms of the volume, I'm pretty sure Hexo's down at the moment, no? So I know it's back up. Yeah, so when you start to look at, okay, have I got any form of rejection? Like this is no form of rejection. Look at this, like the volume is pretty decent. You're seeing the open interest start to recover a little bit now. We're seeing a lot of delta coming up into this move. This for me is just, I just look at this and I say, okay, I don't want to short this yet. So there would be two things for me. It would either have to be a loss of support, which we obviously haven't done, or higher. Just as yesterday, when I was not longing any of this, I said, I either want to see a reclaim of resistance as support or lower. And in the end, we got lower and we got an absolutely perfect entry. So it all comes down to having that initial plan and then executing. And it doesn't mean we execute at every single level possible, but we know the levels, the key levels of the range, and then we make an informed decision. Yeah. And this is the difference between just having a level marked out and saying, right, this is the level to trade, and having a level aware of the level, having your alerts go off, have the alert go off, and then come and see what's actually happening. What's actually happening in the chart, what's happening with the volume. This is the footprint chart, and it is a footprint of, you really want to look what your exchanges, your very, very, very larger traders are doing, what CC pool are doing. And, I'm a pretty good heads up. If I'm saying I'm not interested in this level, you take that for what you will, So, I think you just sometimes have to have that bit of patience, have that bit of patience. And, I will obviously acknowledge, is it possible to reject here and I miss the absolute high of the move? Let's say, for example, I've done this example sort of before. Let's say this was the high and we just head down from here. Is this going to annoy me? No. Am I going to feel FOMO or regret? No. I will acknowledge, okay, hey, I missed the absolute high of the move. Irrelevant. Okay, let's see if we lose support. Do we lose support, on a strong increase? actually looks pretty weak, and then we get a nice retest, then I can get into my shorts, of course, a little bit lower down, but after a loss of support, maybe a retest of that support as resistance. Obviously, would be looking at the order flow, but this is the thing. You always have to play the game of the probabilities. Could this be the top? Of course. I personally feel that it's not going to be. The same as yesterday. Could have that been the bottom and I missed it? Of course it could have been, but I played the probabilities and I got them right. The same I'm going to do here. I'm going to play the probabilities. Of course it could be the high, but I don't feel it is. Hence, I'm not going to short yet. Where am I starting to get wrong on this? Well, if we reclaim, if we start to lose support, flip it as resistance, of course, the probabilities change. This is a game of probabilities which are continuously changing, and if you cannot adapt to the market, if you cannot acknowledge even when you're right and when you're wrong, if you cannot differentiate between, hey, this is a really good idea, and then something in the market changes. The market is always continuously changing. So what I say in this video, for example, could be invalidated in even 1 hour, even 2 hours, even 30 minutes time. The market is continuously changing. The facts of the market, e.g. the volume, is continuously changing. So, that's just something to bear in mind, that, we're not ever drawn to, just because we say something, not to, not for our opinions to change in a few hours time, for example. But as it stands right now, I'm more than happy to stay in my long and not short this. Okay. So again, what could change my opinion? Well, potentially if we lose support, and we haven't done that yet, so, that's my initial thoughts on this. Oh yeah, that was one thing that I wanted to highlight to you. Not only, of course, once again, I gotta shove this on everyone's faces. No, we've lost top place. We have lost top place. Well, I'm gonna have to trade this in a minute, but I did this competition. How long we got left? We got 11 days left in it to win it. Wow, they've taken the top place, but never mind. We've got 10 days left. But I want top place, I'm not going to lie. But what we're going to be looking at here is obviously, well, let's take a look at it together, yeah? Let's take a look at it together. So we got intraday support coming in at around 34k. So what we could say right now is intraday support is coming in at around 34, 38, 33,850. Is our next intraday support level, yeah? This is our intraday support. So what we could say is if we get a retracement down to here, this obviously would offer a long opportunity. Obviously, again, we're going to be looking at the data as it's coming in to see, is this a good long opportunity when it hits? Obviously, we've already hit it once this morning. It was a good long. We hit it twice this morning. It was a good long. The third time we hit, well, let's look at it together, yeah? If it comes down to this level, we can look at this and make an informed decision, no? Of course, if we lose that and it flips into resistance, well, then you don't take the trade, so those are the sort of things that, well, we literally will be looking at. So it all comes down to having that first off initial plan. Yeah. So you can write this down, look at the initial plan, look at the levels, take the trade. Yeah. It really is as simple as that. And I want to highlight to you an absolutely insane example of this. And I mean, incredible example of this. You've already saw Igor calling the exact level yesterday, but I want to show you his original plan, and we haven't obviously shared this publicly because it's for the Champions group, but I can share it now because it's played out. So the public can have this one now, and just look at this. We talk about insane calls, I want to show you the level that Igor gave, obviously for a short trade, with the target being 28,830, yeah? And then people acknowledging and also adding it onto their charts, 28,830. Again, this is month in advance before we hit that low. I mean, that is impressive, no? That's impressive. Come on, this is what I mean, though, by making the plan. The guy, I know I love you, Igor, so much, and I'm becoming your fanboy. I'm not going to lie. Like, this guy is insane. He had the short all laid out with the target of that 28,830 a month in advance. And, like, come on, that was insane. That's the short from $60,000. from $60,000 short to the absolute penny low, given a month in advance. And obviously we hit that low for that reaction. Oh man, that's pretty come on, you have to admit that's pretty insane, no? Yeah, anyway. I saw that and I was just like, mate, like, it's just unreal the way that it went on. Anyway, let's see what's happening here. So we've obviously not quite come down to our support yet, so we can monitor this. It's coming, but not quite there yet. Well, so this is obviously really big declines in open interest. The net longs are closed. Basically, this is all closing positions. So this is obviously considered more bullish retest. When you see all of the declines like this is what you want to see. Okay. So we'll also look at this template. But this is considered a bullish retest. You see this, like all declining. So, generally speaking, this is what you'd like. You see minus negative 37 million delta. So this is kind of funny. So you see here 35 million positive delta, e.g. 35 million people tried to buy the breakout, which is just crazy. And this is why I say do not buy into resistance. Like, I would always advocate this is a very bad long. And this is the exact reason why. Because 35 million positive delta, e.g. to make it simple, I know I need to keep it a bit more simple for the public, because they haven't watched everything. So 35 million essentially positive delta, 35 million longs. The next candle here is 40 million negative delta. So everybody that's just tried to buy that breakout has instantly seen maybe the swing failure pattern, maybe just like, oh my God, I've got this decision wrong. And now it's instantly tanked. And, obviously it's not the exact because this is 100 million less in the candle. But essentially speaking, dumbing it down a little bit, everybody that's just tried to buy the breakout has instantly got punished and they're instantly closing their position for a loss. Yeah? And how can we tell that? Well, we can tell that by the declines in open interest. So that is literally exactly what happened. People that have just tried to buy the breakout instantly punished and instantly reversing back down. Okay. Obviously, we still have the range going on here. So what we would say, I would say this is like a deviation from the range. Okay. So if we have a range high here. Okay. If we have a range high, this is a deviation from the range. And we could say we have a range low, obviously down and around here. So if we mark that one as support. So we could say this is range high, this is range low, and this is a deviation from the range. Of course, I literally pretty much, I'm sure I said it, like this is just not a place I would long. So if you long above the resistance, even like they're trying to buy the breakout, for me, this is just a trade. And I think anybody in the group would back me up. It's just, I would never take that long. And this is kind of like a real example as we've seen it, like why I would never take those sort of longs, because you basically are buying a breakout or you're buying into resistance, and it's just not really a good idea. So I think overall you would, I would say this is a healthy retrace. Like this isn't something that I'd be like, this is a really bearish retrace. Like sometimes if you would seem like taking the highs on open interest increase, volume increasing, delta increasing, okay, and then you come back below the level on the increases in volume. And remember, we just looked at it together. It was a decrease in volume and it was a decrease in open interest. So it's like, okay, this for me isn't a bearish retrace. E.g., I'm not so, if this was reversed and this was increasing, I might be more interested in actually looking for a short, maybe on the back of the channel high. So if we done something like this, I would say, okay, this is actually a really, really good short. And, that's where I would take it with stop loss above the high sort of thing. But because of what I've seen in the charts, I would say that, no, I'm not actually interested in the short here. Again, we could trade the range, but obviously I've missed this. I've missed the short here. I'm too late for the short in my opinion. But then I wasn't trying to sculpt this. So, I'm not that bothered. But yeah, in my opinion, the best trade is back down at the range low. But we have one intermediate level in the middle of the range. So e.g., best long would obviously be range low, and e.g. just continuing the range. And that would be my thoughts. So this is why it's really, 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 really helpful to be able to distinguish between what's bullish, what's bearish. Even these retraces, are these bullish retraces, are these bearish retraces? you can see how it's extremely helpful to be able to, fully understand, like, am I looking for the longs here? Am I looking for the shorts here? Yeah. I think you can agree that's helpful, I suppose. I don't know. For me, I wouldn't be able to trade without it. So, yeah, I'll just say that. Like, for me, it's extremely helpful. Well, I suppose I could trade without it. That's a lie. I wouldn't be able to really scalp trade without it, I don't think. Like, scalping, again, you have to look at a little bit more data when scalping. Again, you don't have to, I suppose, but you're kind of doing it blind without it, Um, let's see. We got a few questions here. Somebody just said, buying the bottom of a channel for a scalp, and my answer is yes. Well, again, I have to be a little bit careful with what I say here because I cannot give financial advice, especially on a free public YouTube video. I'm just going to be really cautious. Yes, I think this is a nice area of interest for a long. This is the bottom of the channel. This is the bottom of the range. Naturally, one would say this is a good place to look for a long, no, but I don't really want to say exactly what to do because, we've already had enough trouble with this. So let's just say this is a very interesting place for a long. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, e.g. you can still look at this as a range, and this is the bottom of the range. E.g. this is a place where you would say is a very good long. That's what I will tell you. Obviously, you're coming down to your first level here. You obviously saw a little bit of longs try to step in here, but they've obviously not worked out too well. But this is the thing. I think sometimes people... So you can see on this candle, you had... these are all new positions opening. So you've had quite a lot of people try and jump in early, I think. Like sometimes you have to not jump in a little... you can jump in too early. And this candle wasn't actually at any support. So, this is the problem. We're jumping in a little bit too early. But... the open interest is obviously now starting to increase a little bit. We've missed the support there by about $10, but yeah. Have we hit that Fibonacci speed fan again? No. So this was the speed fan that obviously managed to catch the high. So we're quite a while off that one actually. 6K. Yeah, well, I mean, for me, the most obvious thing is obviously that SR level that we were talking about at the start. So this is the real biggest resistance that we're up against. Again, this isn't for me like a massive... this for me isn't like a massive resistance, and I'm not shorting it. But obviously we have intraday. We've had an intraday rejection from this. But the recovery is pretty nice. One second, please. You guys can and girls can ask some questions if you're interested as well. Cool. Right, I'm ready. So, I'll do some questions. Somebody says, "What are all the multi-layered charts? Would What are all those multi-layered charts? Would joining Chart Champion explain what they are used for?" Yeah, all of this analysis here is everything that I've done in the Champions live stream. So the speed fans, the Elliott wave counts, the point of controls, the volume levels, the channels. Yeah, this is all analysis that I've done prior. And like I am turning into a bit more of a swing trader. And obviously on the Champions live streams on a Sunday, I go through the swing trade plans. But yeah, these are all more swing trading levels. But then I would say myself, I am turning into more of a swing trade. I don't really scalp trade very much anymore. There is Magic Mike himself. Hello, Daniel. Should I long or should I short here? Mate, I would say I would say go to the modules, mate. Go to the modules and learn the modules. Well, no, obviously I still think it's a good long off the bottom of the range. Or if you want to scalp trade off of the first support I've showed you, but obviously the best long resolves still at the bottom of the range. So Magic Mike, that is your answer, my friend. Magic Mike, you should join me on this stream. If you want to join me on voice chat, you can join me on voice chat, mate. Although I'm not going to stay on stream for much longer. About 10 more minutes. But Magic Mike, if you want to join me on a voice chat, let me know, mate. Or you can just ring me on Discord and I'll reply, mate. See if we had any other comments. When will USDT go to the moon? When another stable coin dies. Where did you get those glasses? Gunner Optics. What's the CC pool assemble level that you have marked out? My friends, this is the CC pool level himself, given by the legend himself, Igor. Here we go. We got Mike. Let's say hello to Mike. Unmute Discord. Hello, mate.
Hello there.
Oh, how are you doing?
I am doing really great. I'm wondering if I should long or short.
Well, my friends, what I was thinking is what we need to do here is make the best trade possible. I was saying, well, we obviously have the VWAP. Best trade, obviously, the channel low. If we got a swing failure pattern of that low, that would be pretty epic. But obviously, nice declines in open interest on the move down. Pretty long lower wick formed. We actually missed the support by like $10. I think we had too many people watching it.
Yes.
Literally 0.08% we missed it by. But yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but hey, it doesn't matter. So yeah, now we could wait for another retest and hopefully not front run it this time by 0.08%, or obviously see the range low. And that was obviously a very good long position. But yeah, GG21 that bought the breakout, they got instantly wrecked.
Yes, that is definitely true. How are you doing, by the way?
Oh, my friend, I am doing very good. Actually, a very slow day. I haven't taken any trades today. So
Me neither.
Yeah.
Me
just
neither.
Chilling in my longs from yesterday. Yeah, I've not done any. Well, actually, I entered my altcoins, but they were all last night. So like today, I've actually done zero trades.
Same here.
Which is nice.
Yesterday, yeah, it's nice. Like we have been in like this range for a month, and it was like waiting for a trade, and then basically you get all your trades that I normally would take on a volatile day, literally all in one day, and now I need to rest.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's like, Yeah, I think you've noticed it since we hit the 14th up here. Like I didn't sculpt any of this move down. I know I took one sculpt and it was I took a long here.
Yeah.
And like during all of this, I was so patient, man. And I'm just feeling it in that like an hour. It's like, yeah, there's a few sculpts here and there, but it just feels I think you can be more relaxed. It's like the same. You obviously caught the long as well. And like when you get these epic entries, you can just be so much more like relaxed. I feel. Don't you agree? Like you can just be like, hey, we're pretty much
Yeah.
in a win-win situation here wherever it's going, because we're, it's such a nice bounce that we've had. We've got a long literally at the very low. We've not lost any support. Yeah, I could be in here sculpt trading, but hey, I wanted to make a YouTube video. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just now a case of
Yeah, I
I
was.
guess like you say, like you can adjust your style of trading to what the market's giving you.
Yeah, that's really really interesting that you say that. I was literally just thinking about this the other day as well. It is really about like literally what the charts give you, and the last month what the charts gave at least me were not really that much trade. It basically consisted of a lot of chop, with only the best trades coming along every now and then. Every literally sometimes even one a week in
Hmm.
this range. And I would say the same has happened yesterday. So of course you can sculpt this. Actually, I would say this does look nice for sculpting, because the structure that we've got going on is really well defined. But
Well,
ultimately,
yeah, I mean, this is obviously the mini range that we had yesterday. This range that we have now, like this range is obviously tradable 100%. But yeah, I'm doing a YouTube video, so I'm really not that bothered. Like the thing is that maybe if I was in like no position and I was like, right, I really want to get into a long, for example, I might be more aggressive here. But because yeah, we're pretty lucky in that regard, or not lucky, I suppose, but because we've already done all the hard work, now it's like we can relax a little bit, I suppose.
yeah, I totally agree with that, and that is also why I've chosen to today, for example, not trade as you know crazy as I did yesterday, for example, because what happened yesterday, I literally worked really hard for that to plan it all out, and then when the day is actually happening, you just go into like you just switch off a button and you go for it. You're like I don't know, like it's trading in the zone. Yeah, that's really like what it was for me yesterday. And I've gotten what I wanted for it. I have been very patient and I've been very well rewarded for it. And now I'm simply preparing for the next day like that it's going to come up. So that's
Yeah.
how I approach today, for example. So today I'm more relaxing, just monitoring these things, not necessarily like going in and out of trades all the time.
Yeah. The only trade that I might take is if we actually get to that range low, simply for the fact because I want to get back in first place.
Fair enough.
I'm low key not happy about being in second place.
Yeah.
So yeah, I probably will trade this one just on this account because yeah, I kind of want to get back to first. But
Fair enough.
you know, and nevertheless, it's still a good trade. But like, yeah, I'll be really upset if we finish in second place. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no, that
if we
does
hit the
make
range
sense.
low, I'll probably take a sculpt long. But
Yeah.
unless we get that, then yeah, we'll wait and see, I suppose.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, because we're in such a nice position from these lows, you have so much leeway. So there's no need to snipe this perfect entry because the perfect entry was yesterday.
Yep. Amen. Although some of the altcoins, did you get in any altcoins yesterday as well?
Um, yes, and you guess which one?
GRT.
Hey, correct, my man.
I've got it on my watch list now. I wrote to you the other day, didn't I? I said if it comes down to this level, and obviously I told you the level, and I want to buy some. It
Yeah,
missed the level. It only just missed the level, and it's obviously
it did.
bounced today like 10%.
Yeah. Yeah, no, true. I just love that coin for personal reasons, I suppose. Yeah, I like the project. I just like it a lot. So happy to buy yesterday on these on these drops in price, you know. So that's what I bought. Other than that, I'm gonna wait a little bit longer on the other alts
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah, I bought some dot as well yesterday, so I'm pretty happy with this. Got
Yeah,
a pretty decent bounce.
yeah, absolutely. It also
But
hit
I've
the
been in and
CC.
out of dot quite a lot. I've been in and out of this one. It seems to dump so much. It seems to dump really hard, but I'm still waiting for the bounce that's going to come. Obviously, it had the
Yeah,
first bounce off of this CC, pretty nice. But again, it's like one of these ones that if you don't take profit, ultimately, it's gonna not end well. So
yeah,
I'm
and
hoping to get into a swing trade on it, but I still have to take profits. Obviously, this one was really nice. We literally back tested the weekly so perfectly. So it was a really nice. But yeah, if we can reclaim the daily. Obviously, I'm trading it on the USDT pair on Bybit,
oh,
but
right on Bybit, right? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But
Okay. Yeah,
nevertheless, I'm still obviously
I'm
looking
trading the
at.
BTC pairs myself.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's the same thing as with KSM. KSM had such a nice run up as well. You must take profits because that was I would say one of the most epic swing failure patterns of the all-time highs that I've seen in a very long time.
And what one KSM?
Yeah, KSM BTC, the KSM BTC pair.
Isn't this one in the same family as all these other ones? Is this the one
Yeah,
that's in
it's
like?
yeah,
Oh
DOT and
wow.
KSM are essentially the same thing,
Oh man, that's an insane swing failure pattern.
right? Right? Yeah. So
Yeah,
and it was it's quite this one is also I hold this one dear to me because this was the first chart of the week that I've
that you
done.
ever done.
Yeah, and I'm actually still in that same trade. Of course, I've taken profits, but I'm still in the exact same trade uh, from then. So yeah, that's became a pretty legendary one. 300% from entry.
Yeah, that is pretty epic. What's it coming down to? The CC now. Oh wow,
Yeah.
700% rise.
Yeah. I mean,
Mate, the altcoins are literally insane. This
crazy.
reminds me of Link. This reminds me of the Link chart. Links are pretty much one that looks like this now. Maybe a bit earlier on than Link, of course, because this only came out in 2020. But it looks like Link in a coin that goes absolutely parabolic.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And at some point you do need to retrace, you know. So for me, this decline in price does make a lot of sense. It's actually more healthy than unhealthy in my
Well,
opinion because
yeah,
it
well,
does
you've
need
actually
these guys.
you come back into the SR flip around the CC, taking those
Yeah.
lows. That's pretty nice. It would make sense for a support bounce, but this is the thing. I'm always cautious. I don't know what the market cap of this coin is, but um, is it a high market cap or is it low?
Mm, mm. It's kind
Average.
of like the experimental version of DOT,
Right.
fundamentally speaking. So, you know.
I suppose Adam must have a fairly large market cap. I don't know. It's like one of those coins that, like, if it doesn't bounce here, it's probably going to go down like another like 60%.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree.
so it pretty much has to bounce here. Otherwise, it's not going to look. I would say it's not going to look very good at all.
I agree with that though. Yeah.
So hopefully it holds up to support, mate.
Yeah,
But
let's hope. Hope is the word.
put your faith in. Put your
Put all
faith
my
in.
faith in it.
Yep. See. Oh man, I can't click on the right thing today. Why is this not loading? I'm
My
trying to load the Anchor
exocharts.
VWAP, but it's not even. Oh, what was it?
Yeah, my exocharts has stopped working. I don't know if it's working for you, but doesn't
Oh
work
no,
for
I'm
me
reading all
anymore.
the comments. I think it's crashed. People are saying this is the first time it's ever actually crashed. But yeah, I don't know, mate. Like we all know it's a little bit of a glitchy website at the best of times. But yeah, somebody says hope for the best, expect the worst.
Fair enough. Yeah. Where do I trade the BTC pairs? Oh, I trade them. I trade them on Qcoin and Binance.
Pretty much the only places you can trade these coins, isn't it?
Yeah. I like Qcoin a little bit better than Binance because Binance, I don't know, goes down all the time randomly.
They went down yesterday. No, it literally went down
Yeah,
yesterday.
it did. It did.
Mate,
Like,
that's just
yeah,
it's insane. Like they literally go down whenever there's a big move. Like that is just so bad.
I think Binance is one of these exchanges. Like, forgive me for saying this, but I think it's a system designed to trade against their own customers. Just the way that it's designed, the way that stop loss orders are designed, for example. I don't know. So
Oh no, I
I'm
agree. They
cautious.
don't yeah, obviously a bit off topic, but yeah, they don't even let you enter and there is stop loss and a take profit.
Exactly.
It's like the whole
Exactly.
website is designed to wreck people.
Yeah. I thought. Yeah, I agree. It's a personal opinion, by the way.
Yeah, we're not giving any official wording here.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know how these people even took. Oh yeah, we're back in first place. Wow. There
Oh,
we go, mate. Look at that. They must
congrats.
have highly leveraged long to get ahead of us. They must have highly leveraged long because they literally just went minus 20%. So they must have longed the breakout, and then because we retraced, they lost all their gains. Oh mate, that makes me happy. We're back in first place. Let's go.
Live on stream, ladies and
Live
gentlemen.
on stream. Back in first place without even having to take a new trade. And that's because we got a bit of a bounce. I don't know where I am. I'm in fourth place. We got three people doing better. I'm only using times 5 leverage though. Like if I had leveraged up my entry yesterday, obviously it would have been a lot better percentage. But times 5, I don't know about you, but for me, like I don't. Even though I'm trading with nothing on this account, it's still feel you got to do it the right way. So yeah, I done times 5 leverage. But you know,
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It
habits, you
does.
know.
Yeah. I do agree. Like, especially with trading in competitions, in one way or another, these things are great and it's great for competition, but they also nurtured bad trading habits sometimes.
Yep. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we have to be very responsible being the coaches to not advocate high leverage. So it would have been a little bit silly for me to use really high leverage, I suppose. But yeah, for the people that don't know, this is obviously the Femex trading competition, the biggest trading competition going on inside of the cryptocurrency market right now. We are in first place after temporarily heading to seconds. We've re-got the lead. Of course, this is just a small amount of money, but the thing that you have to focus on these competitions is the percentage. It's about the percentage gains. And yeah, we are currently first. Of course, there's still 11 days left, and a lot can change in that time. So, you know, not saying maybe we don't win, but I'll be upset if we don't win because I love to win. But yeah, 11 days is a long time for a lot of stuff to happen, especially in crypto. Doesn't it seem like in crypto, one day is like, it feels like an eternity.
It's a year in the stock market.
Amen. Oh, the stock. Oh, mate, I've got so. I literally didn't want this stream to last ages, and I have totally forgot about the stock market open. Oh well, green across the board. Airbnb back above 150. Pretty happy about this. Nvidia recovering. Oh my god, this is just insane. Oh,
It
mate,
keeps
I'm the
going.
biggest Nvidia shill in the world. Like this thing is just insanely easy, mate. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm happy about this. Coinbase recovering off of 200. I would like to have seen Coinbase below 200. That's a bit annoying it didn't get there, but oh well. MicroStrategy, this thing is just a Apple back up. Tesla recovering again, gap up. Oh wow, that's a pretty nice gap. Yeah. Yes, opening strong. Oh, mate, literally forgot about it. I forgot what the time was. I said to myself, I kind of wanted to be off stream for this, but oh well, who cares? Not gonna, yeah, who cares? DXY down. Oh, it's pretty bullish now. I mean, this all comes into pretty bullish for Bitcoin. DXY down, ES up, GC up, silver up. Uh, this is the most bullish scenario that you could get for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So even the UK market's up, which is incredible. Like that thing never goes up. So yeah, it's obviously leaning into a bullish scenario for Bitcoin. So yeah, probably going to wrap it up. So yeah, my thought process is the only long I'd be interested in for me to actually take a new long for a scalp would be off at a range low. For the other people that are like more actively scalping this, I think you've actually had a lot of opportunities to scalp it today. You've obviously had the first scalp of the morning here. I think this is another scalp long, to be honest with you. If you're on the lower term time frames right now, this is an absolutely acceptable scalp long. For me, I'd prefer to take it off the low of the channel. But again, that might not come. So again, you have to always remember it's always kind of a situational thing where you would be, if you are in no trade and you're expecting high, you're going to be a lot more aggressive on your entry, whereas I can be a little bit more relaxed. So give me the lower the channel. For me, it's a lot better. I'm not so bothered if I don't get a scalp trade here because I've literally got a long from the absolute bottom. For the people that, oh yeah, just before you join, somebody was asking, what's this Eagle level? For the people that don't know, this is the Eagle level that he called 1 month in advance, telling people where to preset the orders. 28,830, set his order to 28,331. He was alerting us as the alerts that he's been waiting for over 1 month in advance, triggering yesterday. And of course, gave everybody a short from 60,000 to the absolute low to the dollar. So if you don't know, that's what the Eagle level is. And he literally called the low from $60,000 to the absolute low. And that is what caused... Actually, no. This is a very nice reason of why we got the bounce. Spending a few minutes at the Eagle level, which he gave 1 month in advance. And happy days for everybody that was in the know, I suppose. Okay, that's just absolutely insane. But yeah, Eagle, we love you. I think he's in the chat. I think he's like listening along today. I've seen a few of his comments.
That was definitely legendary. That's the only word I can think of.
I must agree with you, my friend. Very epic the way that he called that. Well, he called it better than me, to be fair, because I was obviously after my call was 32k, which to be fair we had like a 40% bounce from. But yeah, he obviously nailed the absolute basically to the dollar. So yeah, well played, man.
Yeah. And he even preset orders for it, so that is even more impressive, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like a month in advance. I mean, come on.
And to sit in the short from 60k all the way down there, man, it's just pretty amazing. But I suppose I'll do one. Oh, there he is. I wanted to say there he is. He is listening, ladies and gentlemen. The legend himself, Igor. I will take two. You want to do one question each before we end?
Yeah, sure.
Let's see if we have any questions.
Let me scroll through it a little bit.
A lot of it is just really random posts.
Yeah.
There's not actually many questions.
Not so much, no.
Just random posts or thoughts on a random altcoin. Well, I'll say it now. If anybody has like a technical question, they can post it. Basically, everybody's just showing their love to Igor himself. Here's a good question for you then, Mike. When is the CC pool party?
That is a absolutely brilliant question. Yeah, when is that gonna be?
You tell me, my friend.
Yeah, let's. I mean, the here in at least in West Europe, like everything is starting to open again. So, we will have a CC party, and it's not going to, what I will say, the exact date is not known yet, but what I will say is it is going to be something truly special. What do you have to say about that, Daniel?
I say, get ready to have a very good time.
Yeah, definitely. No, it is going to come, but at the moment, we're still in a little bit of Corona times. It's opening up, so I would say at the latter part of the year, I think, end of summer maybe.
Yeah, probably. Obviously, we wanted to do one before because the one we done in London was amazing, but yeah, unfortunately, coronavirus has just like hindered plans. It's hard to organise a venue for probably thousands of people or during mid coronavirus time. So, um, yeah, that CC pool party will come, but I'm sure people appreciate it's pretty hard to give a date until at least England are like extending lockdown. So like I cannot really give a date. And one question to end then. Ooh, gosh.
Um, I see one question.
Go
Um,
for it.
it is about, are we in a Wyckoff pattern at the moment?
Not me. In my opinion, we're in a range. The thing that the thing that is a little bit off about the Wyckoff patterns, however you want to refer to them as, is you could label this currently as redistribution, or you could label it as accumulation with this spring. So you could fit either narrative at the moment. So for me, I just think trade the range. Yeah, trade the range until it breaks. If the range breaks to the downside, look for further downside. If the range breaks to the upside, look for further upside. Whether it's like people saying, "Are we in a bull market? Are we in a bear market?" It's like who cares what we label this? Does it help you make a trade?
Exactly. I totally agree with that. That's what I literally wanted to say as well. So,
Mm.
confluence in answer.
It's like, yeah, people would have been labeling this as whatever. If we had broken down yesterday, people would have said, "Hey, here you go, ha ha ha, we were in a redistribution pattern." But we knew the level too long and we longed it. And now people are saying it's a spring.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we know the levels to trade and we trade the levels. Whether this is reaccumulation, distribution, whatever schematic you want to put a name on it right now is so irrelevant. What you need to know is the levels to trade and look at the reactions. Yeah, that's all you need to actually know. Like, I don't know. I obviously gave you a bit of a run through briefly of what this was looking like, and when you start to look at the volume, look at this open interest, look at the delta, it's very clear of, is this actually breaking down and this is a very big move to the downside, or is this a long opportunity? And so the same comes to when you're reaching the overall massive long low of the range. Like, you have to have a lot of confidence, to be fair, to long down here, and you have to have a lot of confidence to short up here. More so, I think, than trading this mini range, because during this move down, everybody in the world is ultra fearful, whereas nobody's really that bothered about what this range. So you have to remember to long, or everybody around you is screaming and bearish, and to short up here while everybody around you is bullish and screaming for the moon, to play the contrarian and look for shorts here and longs here. That takes confidence in your own ideas, which lots of people struggle with, especially when they've got, this is what I posted this on Twitter earlier today. People need to block the news, man. Like, people need to block out. I say this, but I'm being like totally honest. Like, I think people need, if you're following anybody that was shorting yesterday, like, man, like, can you imagine how, like, psychologically, like, emotionally that's going to affect you if you like, you see our channel and we're like, this is a really good long and taking longs, but then you see another channel you're subscribed to and they're saying, oh, it's breaking down, they're showing short positions. Isn't that going to be like, okay, what do I do? oh, you need to trust in CC pool because we got it right again. But this is the thing. It's like you got to be really careful and like block out these sort of I just would say distractions and noise. And could have we broke down yesterday and the people shorting were right? Of course, yes. But let's be honest, it wasn't very likely because we weren't at our Fibonacci time date range. So the probabilities of breaking down on the 22nd of June were very, very, very low. So you always have to play the probabilities. Okay, like we're saying here, I said at the start of the video, could we see a major high put in here and head down all the way down? Of course, this is probable. This is a potential, but we have to say, is it the most probable? And while we have lost no support, while we are literally bouncing from supports, why would we think that we're heading all the way down to 30k? Of course, if we just look at it in simple probability, let's just make up a scenario. Heading to $30,000 at the moment is 30% probable. So not the most likely, but possible because we're at a big SR level. If we lose support, let's say that probability of the VWAP, that probability increases to 40%. If we break the lower this range, the probability increases to 50%. If we lose the last range POC, that probability increases to 80%. So obviously the more support you lose, the greater the probabilities. And that's why it does pay to be a bit more aggressive with the shorts, of course. But at the end of the day, you still have to remember it's still not the most probable short in the world. Of course, it was a very nice scalp if you took it. I didn't take that short. But I'm more than happy to short a bit lower because I don't see there's any massive weakness. No? That was my viewpoint.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I mean, it makes all the difference in basically falling a catching knife or trying to play the hero, or you make an informed decision trading what the chart is proving you. Let the chart prove it to you first and then make your decision.
Amen. Amen, amen, amen. And of course, all I will say as well is it's much better to try and catch falling knives at the very, very low or catch a inversed falling knife at the very, very, very high. But trading in the middle of the range, it's just not the best place. Like you can be more, again, we don't really recommend this to people, but it pays a lot bigger to be the hero at the very low or the hero at the very high than it does to be the hero in the absolute middle of the range. So you have to remember like where you are as well in terms of context. Like you're going to get paid a lot bigger being right here or here than what you are going to be right being here. So it's just, that's another thing to like context dependent, bear in mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. Obviously, we do have the live stream tonight, so I better wrap this one up. So if you want to see more from us, we do have the Contenders live stream tonight, episode part 6 of the TPO series, where I'm going to be going through ledgers and the double D setups. So that is for tonight. If you're interested, you can catch it obviously over at chartchampions.com. So if you want to see the insights, get the education, follow along with some trading ideas, hey, that's what we offer. Any final words for you, Mike?
I think you've said it all, if you want to learn technical analysis, then we have so much videos available on pretty much everything, I would say, given from our perspective, and that's what we have to offer indeed, and that is what we are all about.
Amen, amen, amen. So anyway, this was a nice live example, I suppose, for the public. Not often that they get this sort of thing, showing you how you monitor the volumes, the open interest, the delta to recognize this was not a time to be very, very, very bearish. Actually, it was a potential long opportunity. Being able to recognize the volume, order flow, you can see how that is an absolutely massive, massive, massive advantage. I hope you can see that. I'll wrap it up while we're still in first place in the competition. So thank you ever so much, everybody. Have a brilliant day. Catch you later in the live stream. And cheers. Goodbye.
Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye. And thanks for having me on, Daniel.
No worries, mate. Cheers.